doesn't buy into the patriarchy and that he believes in splitting everything down the middle. As a male in the American culture, which is, we subscribe, some people, a lot of people subscribe to the fact that the man pays for dinners and stuff when in a courtship.
Yeah. You know what's funny is because I feel that way, even though I'm man to man, but even as a male perspective, when I'm out with someone, it's in me to want to pay for the female. You know what I'm saying? But it's in me just to want to pay for, like, yeah, if I'm out with a guy, I want to pay. But I don't know. I guess that's always just been me. I'm just generous. However, I can understand what somebody wants to. No, I ain't gonna lie. I think that if I'm going out with a girl, I think that if I had a pussy bitch, I would never have my light bills unpaid. If I'm going out, you're going to cook for me, or you're gonna pay for my meal, because I don't know. That's just how I feel, and I'm totally for equal rights. I'm totally for everything, but I just feel because when we look at the disparity in money that females make as opposed to men, when we look at the disparity of like all those things, and it's like, okay, God, what's the meal? You know what I'm saying? I want to woo you as well. I want you to do great stuff, and then one day you might buy me something, and I would like. Somebody says, "Oh my gosh, can I buy this for you?" I'm like, no, and I'm taking it, but it just makes me even want that person even more, or it just makes me appreciate that person even more, because it's like, oh my gosh, if a girl was to go out and say, "Hey Jeffrey, I bought you something," it does mean a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just thinking, like, for me, I subscribe to the fact that if I'm taking you out, it's no motherfucking Dutch. If you tell me, "Hey Jeffrey, can I take you to blah 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 blah," I'm still, even though you told me, I'm still gonna want to pay for it, so I'm gonna set myself up to be ready and prepared to pay for that meal.
Right. So that was another thing that I brought up to this person. I was like, well, you asked me to go to dinner with you on a lot of these occasions, and my culture and what I subscribe to is if you ask me out, that means you paying. It's just a non-negotiable. And yeah, I have money to pay, and it's not a big deal for me to go ahead and pay, but I still want to feel like I'm being wooed or pursued or whatever. And it was like, after a while, I was like, what is this, a living roommate? Or not even a roommate, because he ain't live with me, but still, it was just like, what is happening right now? So Tyanna want to say something.
Oh, well, I didn't, but no, I get what you're saying, because that's what I was going to bring up too. Is it different for you then, Jeffrey, if the person is, who asks who out? Does it then differ for you? But I think you already spoke on that, because you said, regardless, I'm just going to go ahead and collect my money and be just ready to pay for that experience.
But it also depends, because if you've never seen me go to, what is that place you were talking about, Ocean
Prime.
If you've never seen me go to Ocean Prime, don't ask me to go. Don't set me up to go to Ocean Prime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would like for that person to be within my budget, and if it's not within my budget, then they can say, "Hey, I would like to take you out to Ocean Prime," and that's something different, because that's not something I'm going to spend my money on.
I agree, yeah.
Okay. So what about the anger management?
Woo, Jesus.
Anger management? Anger is a big thing. I don't know if I've had any relationship with a person that had, like, anger.
I think people hide if they're
angry. Now, I will say that toxic relationship that we were just talking about that I was in earlier, I do think he had, like, hidden anger. Because sometimes when we would play, the play would go a little too far, and I'm like, is this because this person really is angry? Or are they, like, really trying to, like, hurt me? And secretly, I'm just like, yeah, it was weird stuff like that where I was like, no.
So on 90 Day Fiance, there a character, Belial, and this young lady from Shahida, she's from Trinidad. So she's like, she popped him, and he's like, don't hit me. And then she says, what are you going to do? And so he was actually getting very, very, very angry. And it was obvious that she was playing, but there were hidden anger issues,
it's
right?
It's a trigger.
But then you could see in him, he was such a person who cleans up, and he has OCD with cleaning and keeping his house clean and all that kind of stuff. And so thinking about red flags, 90 Day Fiance, if you ever get a chance to watch that, that is a topic, or when you can see all the red flags. Like, so imagine her coming to his house, and he's like, you gotta wipe this off. Don't put this on the table. Blah blah blah. And even though I think that sometimes it comes with people coming from an environment where they didn't have a lot growing up, and then all of a sudden they have great stuff and they want to keep their stuff nice, they become overbearing about keeping their material things that way. But it was funny how it was like, okay, I think the guy has like a little anger issue, and I've been in. My mom was in a relationship where there's an alcoholic, so we talked about drug or other. So with the alcohol, it's like he would be very nice, and then when he drank alcohol, it would trigger, and he would become violent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, I think that's one of the things that I don't like to be around somebody who drinks and get angry. I mean, yeah, because it just sets me back and not being able to understand, like, okay, this person and my mother, for me, it was a red flag even before she got married. Because the day they got married, I was like crying, and I just did not understand. But yeah.
Well, I dealt with that a little bit. And it was interesting because I didn't quite put the substance abuse and the anger together. I was always like, why are you so angry and passionate when we're having a disagreement? I'm so confused. And then finally, I had asked that person, I was like, who hurt you? I was like, because whenever we have a disagreement and we're trying to debate it out or talk it out, you go to this place and you're so vile. And I'm like, who did it to you? Because I'm not that person. I'm coming from a place of love and resolve and like, let's get to the bottom of the issue. Let's resolve this. Let's be done. But it was like a constant like, I'm going to beat you up with my words, and I'm going to do this with my words, and I'm going to make you feel low with my words. And I was like, well, why? Why would you do that to anybody who is supposed to be the love of your life? And then I started to see, you don't do this to only just me. You do it to anybody who shows you love. But when a new person shows you love, you go into this, Jekyll and Hyde. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. But then at home, you this horrible person. And it was like, for me, I took a moment. I was like, what is the issue? And then I started to see it was the alcohol.
Okay.
So alcohol was removed for a period of time. But then when alcohol came back, I was like, this is...
Jekyll came back.
Jekyll came back and rearing his ugly head and just the lack of respect. Because I'm...
one of those because I've been wanting to pony.
Oh, come on. That's what I use it for. But I like to have a healthy debate, right? I feel like that is good for any relationship, and it helps you get to know your partner, whoever you're with, or even your friends. A healthy debate is necessary. But when it starts to get where we're hitting below the belt or going for the jugular just so you can prove your point and prove your narcissistic ways, it's like, well, maybe you're not the person. And I'm like, why are we being so abusive? But you have to think this is learned behavior because you don't come out the womb knowing this behavior. You've seen this. Somebody's mirrored this for you. And it's probably somebody who is really close to you. So I'm always like, go have that conversation with that person because that's who hurt you. Don't take it out on everybody else. But usually it's something that they seen growing up. And when that person or when these people are ready to confront it, they need to go to therapy. They need to figure it out because that is definitely a big factor in these abusive relationships.
It's so crazy because in a lot of gay relationships, whether it's lesbian or male to male, female to female, there is a lot of anger. There's a lot of physical abuse sometimes, and I think it's because they're two men and the testosterone. It's like, okay, we're challenging each other physically, but you will see. Yeah, but I mean, like, it's just to me, I think lesbians fight a little more than male on male, but it's just like they're always fighting to prove that their masculinity. So I'm saying lesbians do that, but males do that too to like prove, okay, I'm the strongest. Oh, I'm the strongest. I'm the strongest. And so when I would see that, I also think that some of our anger comes from being bullied, not knowing who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, bitch, I'm not going to talk to you, but I'm going to use my words to cut your ass down. And when we look at reality, shows. We had people on reality shows, like if you ever watched The Housewives, like Marlo. She says, hey, I'm from this I'm from this town in Miami. I grew up poor. Blah 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 blah. So she's telling us all these things, and you can understand, like, okay, the reason why this person is so nasty, the reason why she tries to be so cutthroat with those things is because that's her defense mechanism. That's the way that she is fighting, is to be nasty and vile with her words. And like, if I'm in a relationship and I've talked to a couple of people before, and just their demeanor alone toward everybody else, I'm like, baby, I cannot do this. And I would be kind of like arguing with them because I'm telling them, no, I don't want you. And then, boom, this is why. If you got a red flag, bitch, you're a narcissist. And I'm gonna write all 10 down for the asses. And then we're going back and forth. But I've had people come to visit me from out of town. And I'm like, this ain't gonna work. Girl, no man. I'm like, just you talking is starting to make my skin crawl. If you are complaining about everything, if everything is a problem, if you're going to try to tell me how to do everything right, it's like, does my existence even matter on this earth? Right. Like, you're coming here and you're telling me, oh, you should do this, oh, you need to do this, oh, you should do that, blah, blah, blah. Girl, shut up. Let's enjoy each other's company, but, yeah.
I feel like we went from relationships to some friendships there.
That was a relationship.
I know.
That wasn't a friendship. That was a relationship.
Oh, okay.
These were relationships. Remember, mine are with males, girl. So there were people who come to town were people who I was dating, and then to come to town, and it's like, okay, this person is showing me red flags. So when I see those red flags, I'm going, and I do that with friends too. Well, let me not say friends because they're not my friends, but when people come into my life and they show me red flags, then from the beginning, I choose the role that they're gonna be in my audience. You know what I'm saying? I already know from the beginning. Like, okay, this is the role this person is gonna play way back there in the back. Because I don't even play that. I don't want to deal with a narcissist. I don't want to deal with somebody like the mental abuse, physical abuse, none of that. Yeah. You know what I mean?